Good afternoon and welcome to In the Tank Live with Keith, Deyo, and Aaron Hairston. Very excited about today, as always, because today's a brand new day and we get to do what we want to do, right? I think that's the key. We get to do what we want to do, or at least what we desire. It's our choice whether we want to adopt that desire or not, or give it away, right? So how's everybody doing this afternoon? Christine, what's going on? Awesome. Good to see you. Good to see you. What an amazing call last night, huh? Dr. Ryan was amazing. The testimonials are amazing. And that's what it's all about. It's really about hearing how other people's journeys are going because, you know, as we share and we get to learn from other people's experiences, that's where we grow, where we develop. And so what's going on, Gina? Welcome to the In the Tank Live. As we wait for Keith to get on here, we're going to be talking about a very important process. And a lot of times we miss this very vital thing. Very vital. And it's talking about how to track your plays. And I use the analogy of football because it always relates back to something I can simulate to life. And it's talking about how football is always football. Right? You have the rules of football. We have the game that is the field that is played on. All those things are the same. However, the teams are different. The culture, the community, the personalities that the team grows, as well as the individuals that play on that team, the coaching staff for their philosophies and all of the things that they're processing on a day-to-day basis to be better than they were last time, or at least be the best team in the league. And so in our life, we must be able to track the same thing. And so as a coach, I remember tracking my plays. And so every single down, I would look at the down and distance. And what that means is what down is it and how close am I to the first down? So we can reset the down marker. Or how well did we play on that play? Did it execute the way that I designed it? Or was it something I need to adjust to make it a better outcome? And so in our life, as we look at that, where are we tracking? Where are we tracking? And if we're not tracking our progress, how do we know how well we're doing? And it comes down to intention. And as we start each morning, we must set the intention. We must set the tone of the day. It's just like when you go into practice for the game, for the sport. You get fired up and you're ready to rock and roll and you're trusting the fact that you've prepared for the game. You know what plays you're going to run. You know your role that you're going to play in those plays. Right? And you know what ultimately the desired outcome is. And so you go out there and you do it. What's going on, Natalie? Yes, Christine, track the day. And so if we don't track, who is tracking our progress? Think about that for a minute. Who is tracking our progress? Nobody is. And if we don't like the result, instead of being able to go back to the drawing board, to the whiteboard and start to, execute and watch the plays unfold on a video and kind of plan, do a review, right? Review what you did, plan a new plan, and then go out there and do it again, then you'll always have the same result. And if you have a different result, it was because somebody else changed it, not you. And how can that hurt at times? Well, there's two types of things in life, right? There's things that drive us towards pain, and there's things that drive us towards pleasure. And so we get to pick and choose. And so we're talking about a real good way of being able to track your progress. As you see here, my board has changed. I used to have a list of names here. Now I've changed that list of names because it's growing so fast. And so I have my book, right? I have a notepad and I write all the names down. But this is my tracking board. What I started thinking about is like, okay, how do I track progress of not only my responsibilities, but also what is my team doing? Because again, as a coach, and I'm not talking about coaching as much as I am about intentionally living, I'm looking at however well everybody is doing and tracking their progress. So I'm going to go ahead and get Keith on here. And it's amazing, Keith, how we end up on the same page every single day, which is so beautiful. Look, I'm going to have a little my seltzer. I'm a seltzer fan. I don't know. Who are my seltzer fans out there? I like my bubbles, but I don't like all the sugar. So I go to my Schweppes pomegranate seltzer. I love it. Just the bubbles, just a little bubbles helps me out here. I don't know, Keith. It says it's adding. Let's see if it works. We're always breaking the internet, and it has to be on the day that the message is so clear and it's going to be delivered to millions of people, right? And so the internet's like, oh, I don't know. I'm feeling it. What's going on, Mel? Good to see you. And so as Keith's getting on here, tracking your progress is so key. And some of the best coaches in the world have found a way to track their progress so that next time they do the play, they see a better result. And that, yes, Aaron, great minds think alike for sure. Keith has said declined. So we may have broke the internet again. And so as we track our progress, we must look at our environment. And we do this mastermind call, which I love. And we have some testimonials, we have some training, we have some gratitude. And it's exactly what everybody needs on a Monday night to really see and set the tone, right? It's got to kind of get together in a huddle and starting to talk about getting out there and executing the play this week. And so Kara talked about creating your environment that you know you can thrive in, right? So imagine, if you will, you were going to go out and you were going to play hopscotch on a dirt field, mixed with rocks and a little patches of grass. How successful of a hopscotch game are you going to have? You don't know, you can't draw, you're kind of drawing. It's just very challenging. And so you're not going to have a very successful game. Or how about a football game? How well would you play a football game on a baseball field? Won't make much sense, right? You won't see the yard markers. You won't see the touchdown. You won't see, the out of bounds lines. Like, it's a totally different game. And so the same thing goes in our life. We are responsible for our own environment. And so if we want to thrive in our environment, we must have the environment that we are willing to and thriving, right? We want to find that comfort, or at least know that you have the tools in place that you need, right? And so if we're tracking our progress, we must first start at our environment. And what is it about our environment that's allowing us to be productive? And so for me, I like this space right here, right? I got my whiteboard, right? I got all my tools on my desk. How cool is this, right? Look at this, is cool, right? This is a desk that comes out, right? And I got all my things in there. I got my little UK flag. What's going on, guys? Quick reminder of how small the world is, right? And so you have all your tools around you, and it allows you to thrive. And so I know I can sit here and I can focus, right? I have very little distraction. And so that's the first thing you want to be able to control, is track how often you're in an environment that you can thrive in. And so you may be in an office space that you're very distracted, right? Your coworkers keep coming over to you, talking about this and talking about that. And I hear it all the time as I go in and out of offices and I do leadership stuff. And I talk about how to be more productive. The first thing I need to ask is, how well is the environment thriving? How is the people around here getting on? Because I start to see distractions happen all around them. And so the first thing is, you want to track how well you're doing in the environment you're doing in, right? How well am I doing it? And if you need to make adjustments. What's going on, Donna? What's going on? Good to see you. And so as you track your progress, find out the system that works best for you. And so for me, I've adopted a very simple system that applies to a lot of different areas in your life. And the first one is 3 new connections, okay? And so I have a sheet, and I have 3 new connections, and I have a little gap. And then I have 3 follow-ups and a little gap. And then I have 3 opportunity shares, and I put a little gap. And then I put 3 pouring greatness into others and a little gap. And so every day I'm processing, right? I'm processing what I'm doing every single second with intention. And so as I'm out there connecting, I was at the car wash and I had a guy, and they didn't give me a little token so I can vacuum my car. And so I asked the guy, I said, hey man, I didn't get a token at the machine. Do you have a token that I can have? And he's like, yeah, sure, no problem. He's like, hey man, you look like The Rock. And I'm like, yeah man, I get that all the time, except that I'm not 6'4" and I'm not 260. I'm 6 foot 6'1", on a good day, 5'11" on a short day, and I'm about 225. And he started laughing. And I asked him, I said, you got a great personality. I said, I would love to stay connected with you, man. I love to keep, proximity is power. I like to connect with great people. And he said, yeah, man, let's swap information. And I said, great. And so every day I'm connecting with people that lift me up, that make me feel good, right? But that's one of my goals in the day. One of my intentional things in the day is to connect with 3 people. And so that could be something you're doing in your environment, at work, wherever you are, right? Connecting with people in your environment, finding the most happiest person and spending a lot of time with them. And with the people that are miserable, stay away from those people. Stay away from those people. Because the thing is that they're going to be taking withdrawals, and that's going to be very little deposits. And so leaving that intention is huge. The next one is the follow-up. And now the follow-up is really kind of circling back to something you were working on, something that you were focused on, someone you were working with, anything like that, right? So a follow-up is getting back to what you were doing and bringing more intention to it, or bringing a new plan to it. It goes through the plan, do, review. Plan, review, do. Plan, do, review. Plan, do, review. And so as you go ahead and you did it, and then you reviewed it, you came up with a new plan, so now you're going to circle back. And so 3 follow-ups. That can be on a task, that can be on an individual, that you were working with, or it can be something bigger and better. I don't know. But a follow-up is circling back to something with a new plan, a new strategy, a new thought, a new belief. There's a big one, right? A new belief. You've let go of that limiting belief or whatever it was that held you back or kind of stagnated you from progress, and you went ahead and you circle back, so you're following up. And so do 3 of those a day, okay? And that's the key. You find out, okay, well, what new thing or what new area of my life, a new connection, right? Could be with a person, place, or thing, right? Have I did, right? And I'm gonna bring Keith on here again. Let's see if it works. And then circling back and following up after you've done and reviewed and you created a new plan. All right. Then you want to talk about opportunity shares. Now, this is great because it's about value. It's about providing value. It's about getting out there and with those new connections and those new tasks and with those follow-up, those new plans and all those things like that, now you can provide value. And so what areas or what individuals or what circumstances have you provided value to? A minimum of 3. Says declined again, Keith. And so what areas have you provided value in? So you have 3 new areas and new people. And getting back to plan, do, review, right? And you reviewed and you created a new plan. And then providing value, right? Giving the opportunity, sharing the opportunity, whatever it is that you're going to provide value to, because now, right, you have something of value to give. And then the last one I think is really, really special, right? And no, it won't let you join, brother, because it wants me to rotate my phone. So I did it and it wouldn't recognize it. That's interesting. So I'll go with the flow. No doubt. We here, brother. And so as we get into the fourth one is very important, right? Because this is going to be the bucket filler. All right. Those other 3 things are going to be what you give. Okay. Or maybe what you get. Depends on the circumstance, right? With the new connections and the follow-up and the providing value. However, the last one is really where this spiritual fulfillment starts happening, because now it's not as much as what you can tangibly give. I mean, it could be, but it's more about what you feel in your heart and you contribute. That's the key word. It's not about giving as much as it is contribute, because pouring greatness into others can be a simple compliment, can be a hug, can be an opening a door, can be a welcome call, or can be a celebration of someone's birthday, or something where you're pouring greatness. And I make sure that every day I'm pouring greatness into my family, some way, shape, or form. Whether they know it or not, I'm finding something that I can do for them, right? And it's not because I'm doing it in a barter standpoint. I'm doing it as a gift, right? And so as we talk about that last part, it must be a gift-giving intention, because or else it's not going to work. Right? The Spirit doesn't know about getting, it knows about giving and contributing, right? And it's built on growth and contribution, okay? And so as we talk about our spirit, that last part of tracking your life and living with intention is being sure that you gave and poured belief, or you poured greatness into 3 individuals or something that you can provide value to, from a spiritual standpoint. Right? And that could be something from a spirit meaning like it's giving light to something. It's giving belief to something. It's giving, you know what I'm talking about here, right? So that contribution piece and that pouring greatness. And so if you want to track your day, focus on 3 areas that you can connect with, right? And get really close to and understand where you can understand what's going on. The next one is following up, plan, do, review. Right? Plan, do, review, and getting back to doing something that you just reviewed and you just planned to do, and you do it. Then, again, providing value, sharing the opportunity, whatever it is, right? Providing value. And then lastly, most importantly, pouring greatness into three people or 3 areas of your life. Okay? And this is huge, because if we practice this on a regular basis, listen, so simple, but yet so challenging, because discipline is the most important key here. And if you don't follow this sort of progress with some sort of discipline, you're going to fail. You're going to find something that's going to not flow with you. You're going to find something that's going to distract you, and you're going to continue to look for something bigger, better, and badder. And most likely you're not going to find it, because the simple things haven't been addressed. It's just like building a home. You can't build a home on top of no foundation. There has to be some foundational steps here that's going to hold what you're going to build. And so tracking your progress every single day has been such an amazing thing for me. And I hope that you find value in that, because I know that when you track what you're doing, you'll find where you can improve. You find where you can be better. You find where your results are, right? And if you want a better result, you must track your progress so that you can see where to adjust. And right, just like football, tracking my plays. What do we do on that 3rd and 2 when we ran this play, which intentionally was set up that way, but we got this result, meaning that next time it's 3rd and 2, I'm not going to run that same play the same way. I'm going to make some adjustments based on the results that I got. And I'm going to plan a better result. And I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to review it again. And so the best coaches can do that on the fly. The people in the life that are most successful plan, do, and review at the best of their ability all day long. They're tracking their progress. They're setting their intentions. They're getting out there. They're getting the work done, okay? And the result is always going to be great. You know why? Because it was set with intention. It was set with purpose. And a lot of people ask me all the time, it's like, yeah, there's stuff out there, it's always processed. It's always processed. Now think about it. There's always a process. There's always a process. But there's 2 types of processes. There's one that's processed for purpose and one that's processed for profit. Why are you living? Are you processing what you're doing each and every day for purpose, or are you processing for profit? Think about that. Think about that intentional question. Because when you can answer that question with true ability and understanding, you'll find that purpose. And I tell you what, now you're processing everything in your life and measuring it with purpose versus profit. Because profit always follows value. It always does. It always does. So you don't have to focus on the profit. Focus on the purpose. Focus on the process of purpose. And you'll always find the light at the end of the tunnel. Always. Mike, what's going on, man? Yes, process for purpose. Love it. Yes, Christine. Yes. Awesome. What's up, Mike? How we doing, man? Wave to you, wave to you, wave to you. So, real quick, guys, real quick. Thank you so much for chiming in here. And every single day, as you get on the tank, you know, it's really a thinking tank, because none of this is really, it's never scripted. It's always intentional. Yes, Tavis, what's going on, brother? Just tagged you, brother. It's never scripted, but it's always intentional. What we live today can be shared tomorrow, or maybe in that moment, because somebody else needs to hear that message. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about tracking your progress for purpose, knowing that your result is ultimately a reflection of how well you planned, you did, and you reviewed. All these things, all these principles are coming together. And I hope that you find value in them. I know that you're going to find a way to track your progress. And so for all those who've chimed in today, thank you all for really taking the time during your lunch. What's up, Graham? All the way from the UK. What's up, brother? Love you, man. And for the hundreds of thousands that will see this on replay, continue to share the hearts, the loves, the likes, because this is what it's all about, is being able to share life's experiences that will be a staple, right? We'll come back on memory on Facebook, which is awesome, to reflect on that day of time where you had that thought and you were able to share it with the world. All right, guys, take action Tuesday, track your progress, do everything in process for purpose, not profit, and be your best every single day, because you know what? The world needs you to be your best. James, what's going on, brother? And I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, in the Tank Live with Keith Deyo and Aaron Hairston. Work Wednesday tomorrow. Let's rock and roll, y'all. Peace.